Welcome to People Powered Strategy, the podcast where we sit down with the minds shaping the future of work. So, what I want to know first and foremost, let's just break it down in the simplest form, because you can say things like hire the right people, that kind of thing. But in your mind, in its full complexity, what does that term actually mean to you? What has it meant in your career?
So hiring the right people to me is more about the things that that are not actual technical experience or the things that we can teach. So I feel like hiring the right chemist, there's certainly a technical component to that that's very important, but there are many people that have the same technical abilities. But really it's about who the person is, what motivates them, and how they align with your company's corporate values. Just because someone aligns with one company's corporate values and they're a great employee there, doesn't mean they'd be a great match at another company. People that are great in small environments maybe aren't great in large, and vice versa. So it's really about the things that are not on a resume that I see as hiring the right people.
Yeah, definitely. We're talking kind of soft skills a little bit.
Soft skills and motivation, right? Like what makes you tick? I mean, there's a few things that I find really work kind of across the board. One is curiosity. If you're a general curious person and you want to understand things, that is helpful in any company. A growth mindset and ownership mindset. So if you're curious and you want to grow and you really kind of look at your work not as I'm an employee at company X, but I am, like it's their own company. It just leads to better outcomes. And then finally, maybe most importantly, is what I like to call grit, like that you're able to persevere, be able to work through difficult times and keep going. Not that you don't have hard times. Every company is going to go through something difficult, and every employee at every company is going to go through something difficult either in their life or professionally. And it's not about being affected by those things. It's about how we react to those things. And people that can persevere and work through difficult times are invaluable.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. Yeah, I think it's definitely a good one to look out for. Are there any examples that you can think of, in your career, where you've sort of taken someone on who's maybe, maybe not what people would think of as the normal kind of fit, but there was a quality in them that made you kind of think maybe take a chance?
That's a really good question. So I would say in my last company, it wasn't much of a chance for me because I had worked with this person before, but I hired in somebody a high level in our HR team that previously had only worked in talent identification. So they were like a sourcer. But they had done a lot of sourcing work for me at Jazz when I was there. And when I moved to Talus, I hired her in to kind of run TA for me because I was taking a broader role. So there was a lot of pieces of that puzzle that she just never touched before, from being a talent acquisition partner, scheduling, operations, and that was now all on her plate. Some of the people I had with me were much more experienced in these actual things than her, but she had those things that I mentioned before: a curious and a growth mindset, an ownership mindset, and grit. And she was able to get herself up to speed. I can teach people technical skills. She took it upon herself to take her job seriously. Like this was her own operation, which always leads to better outcomes. And when we had some difficult times at Talus, unfortunately we did, she was able to persevere through them, and not the least of which is some stuff that she had to deal with right off the bat when we were there. So,
yeah, my mother actually used to run a business, and she told me a story once that she had two candidates who were both kind of equal level experience, and she chose one over the other because she had in her resume that she played the flute. And that was the reason why it's because what you were saying. She was like, well, that takes discipline.
yes.
And determination.
Yeah. Early in my career, I really liked people that played team sports. Like, when you're hiring people right out of college, like early in my career, I hired a lot of entry level people. I loved people that played heavily involved team sports, like football or cheerleading or things where if you don't do your job, someone else, not only does not work, but somebody else might get seriously injured. I always put a high price on, and that's why, right? Like, they understand that if I don't do my job, that person over there can't do their job, or they'll be negatively impacted.
Yeah, it goes back to what we're saying again, isn't it? Like, of sort of looking at the person. We say hiring the right people. We're not hiring skills. We're hiring people. Like, so we're not just looking at what they have on the resume in terms of the technical skills. Obviously, it's important, especially in the kind of industries that you're in. But we're looking at the whole person, aren't we? And looking to get sort of an idea of who they are and whether they're going to be the right fit.
And so especially as we go forward, well, as we integrate AI into more and more places of all of the business, but also especially HR and talent acquisition, AI will find you the perfect skills match eventually, if it's not doing it now already, right? So what is the value of what we bring as humans to the process? And we're still hiring people, and it's about finding the right people. More often than not, when I've seen a bad hire come through, it's because we overvalued the resume, what the skills are, what someone's experience has been, what college they went to, as opposed to what they can do and what type of people they are.